Tonight, a Gatineau couple vacationing in the Dominican Republic found dead.
It's hard to go day by day, but we're trying.
Their family looking for answers. Extreme weather causing extreme delays and headaches.
There's so many people canceled, and their solution is always to add people on already booked flights.
Trying to fly in and out of the capital, not for those light on patients today. And another option for ringing in the new year.
I like staying up till 12. It's like having the party today. It's very fun.
A section of the Rideau Canal ready to go tomorrow. A rare December opening as we close out 2025 with cold temperatures. Good evening. We begin tonight with tragedy over the holiday season and a Gatineau family looking for answers. A couple was found dead while vacationing in the Dominican Republic. Their relatives say they're still waiting for information and help from Canadian officials. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with more on this. Caitlin.
Patricia, the family says 56-year-old Hélène Noël and 55-year-old Christine Sauvé died the night of Christmas Day and are awaiting autopsy results to determine the cause of death. For Hélène Noël and his wife Christine Sauvé, it was a dream home in Villarriba in the Dominican Republic where they planned to retire. It's where they were spending the holidays when they were found dead on Boxing Day.
We're like in a big shock, everybody here, and I don't know. It's hard to go day by day, but we're trying.
Christine's brother, Gilles Sauvé Jr., says the couple was discovered in their bed by their adult son, who had traveled there for Christmas. He says his sister felt unwell the day before she died, lightheaded enough to go to the hospital for blood work.
She was supposed to come back the day after because it was almost everything closed there, but they didn't pass the night, so both of them.
Sauvé is now in the Dominican Republic with the couple's 2 children, waiting for autopsy results that could take up to a month.
There's nothing that is close of being suicide or a murder or a violence or something like that. There's a sickness, there's something there, but we don't know what.
Global Affairs Canada confirms to CTV News it is aware of the deaths of 2 Canadian citizens and says consular assistance is being provided, but no further details are being released due to privacy. Despite that, Sauvé says he has not been able to speak directly with local police or Canadian officials.
That is the big wish, yeah, for sure, to have a little bit more help that's on this side here.
Back home, the family is well known in Gatineau for years of community involvement, including raising money for CHIO through their elaborate Halloween displays and close ties to the Gatineau Olympique, which issued a statement offering its condolences. And as they wait for answers, Sauvé says the focus now is on bringing the couple back to Canada.
They're a good family of 4, very tight family, very nice family. It's everything.
And in a statement to CTV News, the CHIO Foundation says our hearts go out to their family and friends during this incredibly difficult time as we remember their legacy of kindness. Patricia?
CTV's Caitlin Wilson live for us tonight. Thank you. CTV Ottawa has extended coverage of the Gatineau couple tragically found dead in the Dominican Republic over the holidays. You can find more online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, it has been a series of travel headaches the past few days for those flying into and out of Ottawa. Extreme weather causing cancellations and delays, with some passengers left waiting days in the terminal. CTV's Dylan Dyson joins us now with those details. Dylan.
Yeah, that's right, Patricia. It didn't matter what airline you were flying on or where you were traveling to. As of 5 p.m. this afternoon, 66 flights out of Ottawa were either delayed or canceled, with many passengers left in the dark as to why.
Angelina Bosia and her family had plans to spend New Year's in New Jersey. Those plans are in jeopardy now after their Porter flight was canceled Tuesday morning.
We just got an email saying that the flight got canceled, so we came this morning and they repeated that the flight was canceled and that we just had to be rebooked until January 5th, which is not an option for us.
Freezing rain, blowing snow, and high winds have been wreaking havoc on the YOW departures board this week.
I saw the forecast for today and I saw that the wind was over, so there shouldn't be a climate reason for cancellation. And again, they didn't say any reason. They just said it's canceled.
It's a similar situation for Matea Antonova, whose Porter flight to Fredericton has also been canceled. She's been at the Ottawa airport since 9 p.m. last night.
They said that the second flight from Ottawa to Fredericton was canceled. And then last minute, they were like, no, just get on the flight. It'll be easier. The people in Ottawa will figure it out. And then when we got here, there was nothing. We didn't get a hotel or anything.
And throughout Tuesday, delays and cancellations by WestJet, Air Canada, Porter, and United kept piling up, with passengers left in the cold by airlines.
Nothing from them, just flight delay, flight delay, flight delay. I know many people are pissed off for 3, 4, 5 days for people we've been talking to, so hopefully we get some solutions soon. Hopefully be able to fly out soon.
There's so many people canceled, and their solution is always to add people on already booked flights.
And with the clock ticking towards New Year's, these flyers say time is running out.
My next flight is tomorrow at 7 p.m., so then I'd arrive, I think, at 9:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve. I was supposed to be there yesterday at 1 p.m.
We're just hoping for a miracle.
In a statement to CTV News, Porter Airlines says the extreme weather and subsequent effects on crew being displaced is the reason behind so many delays and cancellations. The company says for cases within its control, passengers stranded by cancellations are eligible for hotel and meal vouchers, but those aren't applicable for cancellations due to weather. Patricia.
Flights canceled from one year to the next. That's pretty rare that we see that. Crazy. All right, Dylan, thank you. CTV's Dylan Dyson live for us tonight. You can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on the winter weather travel conditions and those cancellations. You can scan the QR code on your screen using your smartphone. Still ahead from the Jeopardy small screen to our studios, we sit down with Ottawa Mayor Mark Sutcliffe to talk about LRT, Lansdowne, and running again next year. That year-end interview coming up. Well, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is minus 15 out there in Ottawa right now. A very chilly night, certainly cold compared to what we saw yesterday, as Jackie joins us for our first look at weather. Jackie?
You know, Patricia, I woke up this morning and I felt that cold and I was like, I do not want this. I don't want this to close out the new year. Then we got news that the canal is going to be open. So not bad to close out 2025. So yes, after a few days of freezing rain and flurries, we are getting a bit of a break from this, but the bitter cold sticking around to close out 2025. So a snow squall watch is in effect for parts of Ontario, really focusing on the Greater Toronto area. But here in Eastern Ontario, clear skies or clear conditions is what's in store as we get into the new year. Taking a look at temperatures right now, about minus 15, still a chance of flurries into the overnight, about minus 15 in Bancroft, minus 11 in Brockville and Cornwall. And as we look at a closer look at a breakdown for the next 24 hours, about midnight, minus 12, and tomorrow getting to a daytime high of about minus 10. It's going to be a windy one, though, but mainly sunny skies for the first day of the canal opening for the season. We'll have details of this and much more in just a bit. Patricia.
All right, thank you, Jackie. And yes, this cold weather bringing that good news today. People in Ottawa will be able to ring in 2026 with a skate on the Rideau Canal. The National Capital Commission says a 3.4-kilometer section of the world's largest skating rink will open at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning between Somerset Street and the Bank Street Bridge. Last winter, the Rideau Canal Skateway opened for the season on January 11th, and we skated for an amazing 52 days. Well, the countdown to the new year is well underway with less than 30 hours to go before 2026 arrives. Organizers of events across the capital are getting set to welcome guests. A fireworks display at Lansdowne Park expected to draw big crowds, but some will be finding simpler ways to mark the new year. Here's more from CTV's Sean Barton.
The countdown to 2026 has started.
I just want to stay up until 12 a.m. because I've never done it before. Fireworks and just the start of a new year. And I also think of end of school because it's coming. Even though it's months away, it's coming.
The capital's getting ready to ring in the new year with events and activities for all ages.
I was living in Jamaica for a long time, and so now I've come back to Ottawa, and I really appreciate how much is going on, how many family-oriented activities there are.
The annual Hogmanay celebration returns and is taking over Blessed Sacrament Church on 4th Avenue. Put on by the Scottish Society of Ottawa, it's a night of food, fun, and music.
There's going to be Anna Ludlow. She's a fiddler from Cape Breton originally. Very lively. She'll have you dancing. There's going to be a Celtic rock group from Alexandria.
If you're looking to ring in the new year with a bang, the Ottawa Christmas Market at Lansdowne is the place to be. Open from noon to 1 a.m., featuring the capital's only New Year's Eve fireworks display. Launched off the roof of the Northside stands at TD Place at midnight.
And I think something like doing fireworks and keeping the Christmas market open gives people a place to collect and sort of experience that community feeling. We're hoping it brings a little bit more to the new year and people starting off the new year right.
But for some, the simpler things are what's important. The new year marking milestones and time with family.
I like how you change from a different year to another year, and then that means you get another one of your birthdays.
My mom usually makes these milkshakes that are really special, and they're really yummy, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
And if you happen to be skating on the canal near Lansdowne at midnight, you can always catch a glimpse of the fireworks overhead. Sean Varden, CTV News.
All right, those kids getting me pumped for the new year as well. And here is a look at what is open and closed in Ottawa on New Year's Day. Ottawa City Hall and client service centres will be closed on Thursday. There will not be any curbside green bin, garbage recycling, or any collection on Thursday, with pickup delayed by 1 day. OC Transpo buses and the O train will run on a Sunday schedule. All malls in Ottawa will be closed. That includes the Rideau Centre. You will find some grocery stores open on Thursday. Passport offices, Service Canada locations, though, are closed. You can find that full list available on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Ontario Provincial Police say human remains found east of North Bay have been identified as a 26-year-old Ottawa man. Police say suspected human remains were discovered on North River Road in Head Clara and Maria Township at 8 a.m. on Sunday. The deceased individual has been identified as Hakeem Muhikira. Police would not say whether foul play is suspected or how long he had been dead. The investigation continues. Head Clara and Maria Townships located near Mattawa. Ontario Provincial Police are reminding drivers to clear the snow and ice off your vehicle or face a $110 fine. The OPP says officers stopped this vehicle on Highway 417 near Moody Drive this morning after snow was seen falling off the trailer in big chunks. The driver received a $110 fine for depositing snow on the road. Following the recent freezing rain, police say you should clear your car off completely because flying snow and ice can pose a danger to other drivers. 4 drivers were charged with impaired driving on Ottawa roads on Christmas Day as police continue to crack down on drunk driving this holiday season. Ottawa Police and Ontario Provincial Police continue to conduct festive ride checkpoints. The 4 charges on Christmas Day, the highest number of impaired driving charges in a single day so far this month. Officers reminding you not to drink and drive over New Year's. A new survey finds Ottawa residents believe violent crime is on the rise, despite data showing it is on the decline. The Liaison Strategies poll shows 56% of Ottawa residents believe homicides are on the uptick in Ottawa. There have been 19 homicides in 2025, down from 26 victims of homicide in 2024. More than half of Ottawa residents believe car thefts are increasing, while data shows vehicle thefts are actually down 13% this year. Liaison Strategies surveyed 800 Ottawa residents in October. Well, the FBI says millions of dollars worth of motorcycles have been seized by Mexican authorities, linked to Canadian alleged drug kingpin Ryan Wedding. CTV's Judy Trin is tracking the latest on the investigation.
Dozens of high-powered motorcycles worth an estimated $40 million seized in a joint operation by Mexican authorities, the FBI, the RCMP, and Los Angeles Police. Authorities say the collection belongs to Canadian fugitive Ryan Wedding. Each bike contains valuable clues.
Determining the flow of his supply, the flow of, his income, his drug supplies, his narcotics, of how it's being transported.
Earlier this month, the FBI released a new photo of Wedding. It's believed the former Olympic snowboarder is being hidden by the Sinaloa cartel.
Sinaloa has been undergoing a real attack on their power and their ability to protect Wedding consequently is starting to crumble.
Analysts say that after the Trump administration declared drug cartels terrorist organizations, Mexico increased its efforts to ferret out wedding, prompted by watching the U.S. attack Venezuelan drug boats.
This is something they would not have done before the United States declared that the cartels were terrorist groups, because they didn't have to. But now they feel the threat of the possible attack by the United States.
About 30 associates of Wedding have already been arrested, including Wedding's Toronto lawyer, Deepak Paradkar, accused of counseling suspects to murder an informant. The U.S. wants him extradited. Paradkar was granted bail last week because of health concerns.
You know, obviously, we've seen in the movies, and it's true, they are going to, take out, execute, kill any individual who could potentially become an FBI informant. If they're under investigation, they're being extradited to the United States, that's a risk to them.
Ryan Wedding has been on the run since 2015. Not only is he considered the biggest cocaine trafficker in Canada, he's also accused of at least 4 murders in Ontario. The FBI is offering $15 million for information that could lead to his arrest and conviction. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Well, 2025 saw a comeback of sorts for Ontario's Liberal Party, with more seats and a return to party status in February's provincial election. However, as CTV's Queen Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris explains, the party remains without a leader and a clear direction heading into the new year.
After races in 2020 and again in 2023, Ontario's Liberal Party is in search of a leader, their third since Doug Ford became Premier in 2018. The winter election, a story of wins and losses for the Liberals. They picked up 14 seats, enough to regain party status.
We increased our share of the vote substantially to 30%.
But Bonnie Crombie defeated in a Mississauga riding, the city where she'd been mayor for 9 years. In September, only 57% of party delegates expressed support in her leadership.
It's not the number I wanted.
Planning to resign once a new leader is chosen. Crombie hasn't been at Queen's Park since leaving the convention stage.
But she continues to be in conversation. She has recently done multiple fundraisers for our Liberal associations.
The party president says that work will continue until a successor is in place.
We're really excited and energized for this upcoming leadership race.
A chance to attract new talent, new members, but the when of it all hasn't been nailed down.
The membership survey that we've done will help us with some of the decisions around the rules, the process, the fee, the timing, the voting, as well as the convention.
John Fraser's been leading the Liberals in the House.
We punch way above our weight.
But has no interest in the gig on a permanent basis. There's debate amongst Liberals over whether they should look for fresh blood.
Maybe a mayor, maybe somebody from the business world, maybe somebody who's never been in politics but has tons of charisma and game.
Versus a leader who already has a spot in the House opposite Doug Ford.
Is known to media, already has some brand value in politics.
After 3 brutal elections, Reid sees the selection of the next Liberal leader as existential.
They need a leader who can light up the electorate in this next election. If they elect a resume or the strongest organizer or the best known person within the tiny camp that is the Ontario Liberal Party already, they will lose again. And who knows where the party will end up.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Well, after back-to-back disappointing quarterfinal losses the past 2 years, Canada appears to be back on track at the World Juniors this year. The Canadians walloping Denmark 9-1 last night to make it 3 wins in a row.
Pass finds McKenna. In comes McKenna. Oh, the movie scores!
18-year-old Gavin McKenna scoring a hat trick. The Whitehorse native is expected to be the first overall pick in next year's NHL draft. Canada now looks ahead to its final group game against Finland on New Year's Eve. With a win, Canada will finish on top of the Group B standings. It was a tough end to 2025 for the Sens after a flight delay pushed back puck drop for last night's game against the Blue Jackets.
Headed from Miles Wood, that was broken off, but it's sent back again. Provorov, drop pass, shot, scores!
The Columbus Blue Jackets beat the Sens 4-1 last night at CTC, despite those flight delays that had Columbus touching down in Ottawa just 3.5 hours before game time. The Senators are now riding a 3-game losing streak. Ottawa hosts the Washington Capitals in the afternoon of New Year's Day.
I feel like it's an amazing experience for me because I've never done it before.
Algonquin College offering students a series of hands-on traditional Indigenous lessons. CTV's Dave Charbonneau has more when we come back, but first, let's check in again on this cold weather with Jackie.
Well, one more sleep until the Rideau Canal Gateway opens, Patricia. And these temperatures, while it is chilly, -16 overnight. Looking forward to these conditions for tomorrow. -10 is going to be our daytime high. Mainly sunny, but in the morning there might be some wind gusts as well. We'll have a full look at your forecast after the break. But for now, here's a live look now on the Queensway. Pretty decent flow of traffic moving through right now. Current temperatures sitting around -15. And remember, you can see our traffic cameras live on our website anytime at ottawa.ctvnews.ca.
Today's snow report is brought to you by Camp Fortune. Let us teach you to love winter.
And here are today's ski conditions at Camp Fortune. 4 centimeters of new snow out there. 4 lifts are operating, and they have 8 runs available for you today. And elsewhere in our region, things are really starting to open up. Edelweiss, 4 of 5 lifts are operating, 10 runs available, also 10 runs at Mont Cascade. At Calabogie Peaks, all 3 lifts have been operating for several days. They have 14 runs open to skiers. And at Vorlage, 4 lifts are operating and 6 runs are open.
This winter, come ski with us at Camp Fortune, located in beautiful Chelsea, Quebec. We have 27 runs and 7 lifts. Gentle to advanced terrain, a little something for everyone. See you on the slopes.
Well, Algonquin College is offering a hands-on look at traditional Indigenous knowledge through a deer hide tanning workshop series. As CTV's Dave Charbonneau reports, it's giving learners a rare opportunity to connect with culture and community.
In the Ishkadewin courtyard at Algonquin College, students and staff are learning an ancestral practice passed down through generations.
Today, we are going to be dry scraping a deer hide.
The Mamidoswin Center, which supports Indigenous learners and offers cultural programs on campus, brings in knowledge keepers to share these traditional teachings.
Very gentle strokes.
Tammy Pazendawach-Tawashi is guiding students through every step.
What I do is I tan hides, moose hides, and deer hides. But I do it the traditional way in terms of transforming it into smoke tanned leather by using 2 hands and hand tools.
The workshops show how deer and moose hides become soft, usable leather, the material behind many traditional goods.
Traditionally, this is where our moccasins come from, right? It comes from the moose, it comes from the deer. So any leather goods, if you want to make, I like to make earrings, handbags, moccasins, vests.
Student Keon Everhart says a class like this provides a connection to nature.
I feel like it's an amazing experience for me because I've never done it before, and I'm really proud to be able to show people that I've done this. I think it's amazing. It's a cultural experience for sure. I feel very connected to the nature around me, and whenever I get the chance to learn about it, I come and I participate. And it also builds a community.
One of the goals is to highlight and reflect on Indigenous culture and practices.
Land-based learning is part of our mandate at the Mamidoswin Center, and so we do try to do this type of activity or something similar at least once or twice a year.
Engagements with knowledge keepers such as Tammy Cote today is really a part of our community, and Algonquin College has made a real commitment to learning about Indigenous peoples, engaging with Indigenous peoples, and listening to Indigenous peoples.
Light pressure, because if you go too hard, you're going to break.
As for Tammy Pazendawach-Tawashi, she says the workshops also ensure traditional skills are passed on to future generations.
My goal is to revitalize these teachings so more people are learning the traditional teachings of our ancestors.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
That wintry weather wallop experienced in multiple communities across eastern Canada yesterday is not done yet. Blowing snow made the drive way more challenging for commuters in Quebec, and provincial police are warning about hazardous driving conditions that persist in central Ontario today. Areas north of Toronto and parts of eastern Ontario, where we are, were hit the hardest yesterday. Freezing rain, blowing snow, and strong winds at one point left tens of thousands of Ontarians without power. We escaped the very worst of that right here in Ottawa, where we thought we might see a little more freezing rain, and maybe the wind after might have more power outages as a result. But it was messy enough, and then this cold, Jackie.
Yes, so we were luckily enough to avoid a lot of these power outages, but it's a good thing that it has passed. We are in for a couple of clear days, but it's going to be very chilly. Right now, we're already starting to see that as well with the strong wind gusts. About -15 right now. We've seen gusts up to 30, 40 kilometers per hour, and tonight's lows about -16 for here in Ottawa, -14 in Brockville and Cornwall. And as we look towards Petawawa, also sitting around -16. Tomorrow's highs, it's going to start warming up to about -10, slightly warmer along the Seaway, -5 in Kingston, but there is the chance of flurries moving in through the late afternoon. But so far, the conditions are pretty decent if you want to hit up the canal tomorrow for most of the day. But just bundle up because those winds are going to be pretty strong, especially around the noon hour. This gives you a closer idea if you are planning your New Year's Eve plans. There could be some slight flurries moving through Kingston, maybe even through Brockville. It's looking like around 9 p.m. It's going to stay south of Ottawa, and then by the time we get to closer to that midnight hour for 2026, it's going to be mainly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow morning, we are in for more sunshine as well, for Thursday, I should say. But right now, let's look at conditions across the country. -4 in Halifax and Fredericton, sitting around -9. Warmer around Windsor, -4 in Toronto, also -4. You do see that deep freeze really moving through in northern parts of Ontario and Quebec, where temperatures are sitting between -13, -16. And then when we look to our friends in the prairies, it's about a decent -6 in Saskatoon, -2 in Regina, and it's about 11 degrees in Calgary. So they're going through a little bit of a warm spell moving into the final few days of 2025. Now, this 7-day forecast is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. And as we look towards our daytime high, about -10. Again, mainly sunny skies, pretty ideal conditions when you are planning to go out to the canal for tomorrow. The overnight, though, is -19, but it's going to feel more like -28. So if you are out and about, there is a slight chance that you could get some frostbite as well. So make sure you bundle up if you are planning to head outdoors for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, for New Year's Eve, and then those -20, -22 overnight lows a couple of days after as well. So we're in it now.
But good
Almost
conditions
January.
for the canal.
Yes, looking forward to that. I will be very bundled up. You will not recognize me on the canal tomorrow morning. All right, thank you, Jackie.
You're
Well,
welcome.
this has been quite a year, some big debates at Ottawa City Hall this year. And tonight we want to take a look back at some of them and look ahead to 2026. Councillors approved the plan for Lansdowne 2.0. The LRT East extension is set to open in the new year, and Council has been grappling with a number of issues, including housing and crime. Tonight, we chat with Ottawa Mayor Mark Sutcliffe. A busy year. Do you feel relief to have the Lansdowne 2.0 debate and vote behind you?
I'm very pleased at how that went and the outcome. I think it's been a great year for the City of Ottawa on a number of different fronts. We've worked hard on a lot of different issues. Lansdowne was just one of them, but I'm really excited that we're moving forward with this terrific city building project, and we're already starting to hear from event organizers about when the new event center is going to be open, how soon can they bring their events to our city. So it's going to be a major driver of tourism and economic activity in our city.
Was the situation with the Ottawa charge mishandled?
Well, I think it's really tough when you are developing plans for a new event center, and one of the many tenants that is using that center is negotiating a new contract and trying to get the best deal possible. And that's what we had going on with the Professional Women's Hockey League at that time. And they were trying to get the best deal possible. That I understand that. I'm a business person. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to drive a good deal and get the best possible outcome for their business. But we had a job to do as well. And I don't think we wanted to be in a situation where we were giving extra money to one of the tenants at Lansdowne Park. And so, we'll work it out. We'll figure out a solution. The Ottawa Charge are here to stay. I know that there are people interested in supporting the team, potentially buying the team. They continue to draw strong crowds. There's a future in Ottawa for the Charge no matter what.
And potentially still at Lansdowne.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Talking about a job to do, let's talk about the job the police have to do, which is, of course, is a big one. That budget debate was also pretty animated. They do have more money, but there's a lot of work. It's a big city. And then the loss of photo radar for the city and the money that that brings in, does that add to the workload for an already strapped Ottawa Police Service in terms of a different approach on traffic calming?
It's challenging, and as you know, I didn't agree with the provincial government's decision to remove photo radar. We found that, in particular in school zones, it was an effective way of reducing speeding, of making people comply with the speed limits. I think safety is our #1 objective, especially for children. So I'm disappointed that that's the outcome, but we have to adapt and we have to work with that, and so we will. The police are serving a growing community. They're serving a significantly larger city than any other city in Canada, if you look at the major cities. So they have a lot of ground to cover. We need to give them the resources they need to do their job. So we're going to hire more police officers. We're going to hire more special constables. We're moving to a district policing model that will serve every part of the community. So there's a lot of good things happening. But policing is not the only solution to our challenges. We're investing in other solutions as well, like the Anchor program, which is designed to help people suffering from a mental health or a substance use crisis. Instead of sending the police, we're sending experts, mental health workers, people with expertise in that area. And that's proven to be effective in the neighborhood where we did the pilot project in Centertown, and we'll be expanding it to another community in Ottawa sometime in 2026.
Well, after the break, we'll have more from our year-end review with the mayor, including LRT, that Jeopardy moment, and his thoughts heading into a municipal election year.
Tonight, you have to hear it to believe it.
So you're calling 911 because you wanted to take a parking spot, but somebody else took your parking spot.
The most absurd so-called emergencies of the year. Later on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
We want to go back now to more of our year-end interview with the mayor on transit, public servants, and that Jeopardy moment. LRT and that east extension, early 2026. How soon are we looking at?
Well, we'll open it when it's ready and not one day sooner. We're not going to make the mistake of rushing to an arbitrary deadline, but we're making progress and we're hearing good results. So it's going to have to go through rigorous testing before we accept the system from the people who are building it. I'm hopeful that it will be early in 2026. And I think, Patricia, that has the potential to be a real game changer for LRT because Line 1 right now goes from Tunney's Pasture to Blair. This is going to take it deep into Orleans, and it's going to be a game changer for the residents of Orleans, where instead of being in their car on the 174, they'll have the option of taking the train. And I think they're going to see the train as a much faster solution. They'll probably be able to get downtown in 35 or 40 minutes, where at rush hour it might take over an hour in their cars. Those trains are going to be zooming past the cars on the 174. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a game changer for public transit in Ottawa.
And who's on there? Who's getting downtown? You had this great conversation with the Prime Minister recently, a breakfast attended by 1,100. He seemed very comfortable with you. He made some news talking about that there would be chats with the unions in the new year. There'd be a sharper focus on whether there was a change to the hybrid work model. There you guys are, the Mark and Mark show right there. How vociferous have you been in your appeal to him to see public servants return to work and be a part of the mix in our city?
I've never asked the federal government to do anything to change its plans in any way with regard to federal government workers. That's their business. It's between them and their employees and their unions. All I've said is that if more people are coming downtown, whether it's to work or to go to events, it's better for the downtown economy. So if there are more people coming downtown, that's great for downtown businesses. It's great for the vibrancy of our downtown. But I've never made any requests to the federal government in that regard.
Not even casually in conversation
No,
with him.
absolutely not. But at the same time, if more people are coming downtown, it's going to be great for the city of Ottawa, and we'll be ready for it. We're ready to adjust our public transit. We're ready to, to handle the larger number of people coming downtown, and I think it'll be good for the local economy.
All right, last thing. You also made a little bit of entertainment news this year on my favorite show. Here it is, this poor guy on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Carleton University.
I love the look on his face right here. This is great.
If it was you, Ottawa, I think he might have gotten it. Any plans to run for mayor in Chicago anytime soon, assuming not another run here in Ottawa next year?
Yes, I intend to run again for another term. The election's still a long way off. Lots of people are asking me about it because 2026 is an election year, but it's not till the end of October, and I still have a lot of work to do. I was given a mandate of 4 years by the people of Ottawa, and we're only 3 years into that now. So I'm continuing to work hard every day to do the job that residents elected me to do. We still have a lot of work to do on affordability, on housing, on public safety, on public transit, on supporting the most vulnerable. I've got lots of issues that I want to get to in the early part of 2026, so I'm hard at work on that and not really focused on the election.
I hope you have a wonderful holiday, a little break from all of that, but I'm sure we'll talk again before election time. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you and all your viewers. Happy holidays, everyone.
And you can watch my full interview with Mayor Mark Sutcliffe, Ottawa Mayor, not Chicago Mayor, on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. And of course, stories about all of the issues dealt with at City Hall this year can be found online as well.
Winner, Gatineau.
Well, imagine ringing in the new year as a millionaire. You have a few hours to get a ticket for the last Lotto Max draw of the year. This story plus more in our Need to Knows next.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boll.
Tonight's big picture ahead of New Year's Eve celebrations. The last crystal for the New Year's Eve constellation ball was installed in Times Square down in New York City. The ball weighs more than 12,000 pounds and is adorned with over 5,000 crystals and LED light pucks. There are nearly double the number of crystals as the previous ball, making it bigger and shinier than ever. The constellation ball is the 9th edition of the Times Square New Year's Eve ball since its debut in 1907. Well, turning now to some of the other stories you need to know right now. Championship games are underway at Canadian Tire Centre for the Bell Capital Cup. The final game in all 16 categories will be played at the home of the Ottawa Senators. Games continue today and tomorrow at arenas across the city, with all of the action wrapping up on New Year's Eve. British actor Idris Elba has been knighted, joining the UK 2026 New Year Honours List. Sir Idris Elba received recognition for his charity work, joining over 1,000 other award recipients. Not everyone on the list is knighted, but earlier this year, actor Gary Oldman and soccer legend David Beckham were among those knighted by King Charles.
This ain't Texas, ain't no hold on, so lay your cards down, 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 down.
Well, according to Forbes magazine, Beyonce is now a billionaire, becoming one of only 5 musicians to reach the milestone. The 44-year-old joins a small group of entertainers, including her husband, Jay-Z, Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen, and Rihanna. The publication says most of her wealth comes from her music and global tours.
Winner, Gatineau.
And this won't make you a billionaire, but tonight is your last chance to become a multi-millionaire by the end of 2025. The jackpot for tonight's Lotto Max draw, $80 million. There are also 49 Max Millions prizes worth $1 million each. The deadline to buy your tickets is 10:30 tonight.
Once the warranty expires, an unreliable new car starts becoming a real headache, and it costs you time and money.
Still to come, we take a look at some of the most reliable car brands heading into the new year.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boll.
Well, buying a new car certainly isn't cheap these days. Cars are expensive, and if you need to take out a loan, it will cost you even more. So making the right choice matters. Consumer Reports reviews which brands give you the best value for your money, and they have a list of what they say are the most reliable brands. CTV's Pat Foran explains.
Every year, Consumer Reports asks its members about any problems they've experienced with their vehicles over the past 12 months. The survey covers areas from minor issues like trim and infotainment systems to serious and costly ones involving the engine, transmission, or electric motors. Problems no one wants to deal with on a new car.
The problem is that once the warranty expires, an unreliable new car starts becoming a real headache, and it costs you time and money.
This year, they analyzed data from about 380,000 vehicles. The top brands include Toyota, Subaru, and Lexus, with Honda and BMW rounding out the top 5.
The same automakers continue to dominate our top brand rankings. And that's because when they're looking to redesign a model, they're not making huge seismic changes. And many models across the line use shared components.
The latest findings show that EVs and plug-in hybrids remain more trouble-prone than traditional gas models, while conventional hybrids, which don't need to be plugged in, continue to stand out for reliability.
Hybrids are more complex than internal combustion models. However, some manufacturers, in particular Toyota, but also Hyundai and Kia, have worked out the bugs. And in some cases, the reliability of the hybrid models is similar to or even better than the regular versions.
Along with better fuel economy, researchers found hybrid versions often deliver a smoother driving experience than traditional gas models. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Well, the price of silver and gold both rebounded today, helping to boost the TSX. BNN's Lindsay Biscaya has more.
Silver climbed today after recording its biggest one-day drop in more than 5 years. The metal climbed above $74 an ounce today after a 9% slide on Monday. Silver is now on track for a 35% monthly gain. Gold also edged up after its steepest drop in 2 months. And despite the pullback earlier this week, gold and silver remain on track for their best annual performance since 1979. And here's the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar dropped slightly to $73.02. West Texas Intermediate is down to $57.94. Western Canadian Select also ended the day lower at $44.61. And the TSX lost 30 points today, closing at 31,866. Those are your business headlines. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
Checkmate to the extreme. When we come back, we take a look at the diving chess world championships. Wow. Plus, Jackie will join us for one more look at the forecast. Jackie.
Well, thanks, Patricia. If you're planning your New Year's Eve for tomorrow night, well, parts of the region could see some light flurries moving through, but you'll really want to prepare is the chilly conditions that are in store. So closer to the midnight hour for 2026, it's going to feel closer to minus 22. So bundle up if you are heading down to Lansdowne for those New Year's Eve celebrations. And then New Year's Day, we're getting to about a daytime high, about minus 15, but those chilly conditions will continue. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Downtown Ottawa, decked in holiday lights. It's minus 15 right now.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boll.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sanaya Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Tomorrow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, we take a look back at some of our funniest moments on Your Morning Ottawa. Wake up the right way with Your Morning Ottawa starting at 6 a.m.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
We're like in a big shock, everybody here, and I don't know. It's hard to go day by day, but we're trying.
A Gatineau family searching for answers after a couple was found dead at their villa in the Dominican Republic over Christmas.
We just had to be rebooked until January 5th, which is not an option for us.
Travel headaches the past few days for those flying into and out of Ottawa. Extreme weather causing cancellations and multiple delays. Some passengers have been left waiting for days in the terminal. And it is time to sharpen your skates. A 3.4-kilometer section of the Rideau Canal opens to the public at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I am going to go out there even without sharpened skates. Dull blades or nothing. I have no time to sharpen them, but I want to be one of the first ones on there because this is awesome that it's actually opening in December. The flip side of it, it's opening because it is so cold and will be for the next few days.
But it's a good thing that you're getting a start into 2026 with a little skate on the canal. And taking a look at the conditions for tomorrow morning, minus 16, Patricia, if you are heading out there early, 7 a.m. Few clouds in the sky, but it will be quite the view. We are getting mainly sunny skies for our Wednesday, New Year's Eve. It's going to be a daytime high about minus 10, but bundle up for the evening because temperatures are going to go overnight to about minus 19. But factor in that wind chill, it's going to be closer to minus 28 for New Year's Day. So minus 14 the daytime high, sunny skies, no flurries, no freezing rain for the next several days. So that's the good news.
Nice. All right. Between the two of us, we've played quite a few sports games. Never this. No, a new world champion has been crowned in a very interesting sport, diving chess. So many questions here, but this sport obviously combines swimming and chess. 40 players have to hold their breath, dive underwater to play out a game on the bottom of a pool. Players must make each move on just one breath of air before emerging between moves. I don't know how this works.
But you asked the question too. How do you keep the pieces?
How do the pieces stay on the board? There's magnets or something? These guys are doing a good job, though, of staying horizontal down there.
We will take up a new hobby in 2026.
It's impressive, and it won't be that. Congratulations to the new champion, though. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.